And expense needs to come into this as well, of course, and that leads to the fourth industrial revolution and unmanned platforms, which are cheaper or possibly less expensive is the word than complex manned platforms. So how is Australia going with becoming capable to produce this equipment?
Australia is pretty well poised to potentially become a front runner in the areas of robotics, artificial intelligence, and uninhabited vehicles of all sorts. Now, the most developed of those, of course, are the uninhabited aerial vehicles, the drones, so-called. They're not drones at all, they're controlled by people. A drone isn't, by definition, but Australia technologically is quite well placed. And from an industrial point of view, we can produce that stuff. We would need to grow capacity, obviously, but we're well placed as a sophisticated, relatively industrialised Western nation, albeit under stress at the moment industrially. But we've got the people and the smarts, the high human capital end of the spectrum, to be able to do that stuff for ourselves, probably as well as any and better than some. So I think that's also one of the key technological changes that we confront at the moment, which we have not quite so. It's the next major, if you like, revolution in military affairs, which is it's not a term I like because there are revolutions in military affairs all the time. The revolution is not what's happening, it's what you do about it. And I think we need a revolution here in Australia about how we think about defending ourselves. And that's an area where there is immense challenge. There is also huge opportunity for Australia to become an absolute world leader if we set out to. Like renewable energy, we could be a world leader in renewable energy if we put our minds to it. So that's a key factor, and we're almost, it seems to me, at a watershed moment strategically where we need to really grip that up. The same is true when it comes to, although less so in Australia's context in terms of our readiness, in uninhabited underwater vehicles. There will be a breakthrough over time in that domain. I'm not aware that we're doing a great deal of work in it, but we can certainly harness the benefits of that sort of technology, and we should.
So who are the leaders in this sort of technology, and who do you think we should look to partner with? I mean, the UK, the US, Japan, where should Australia look?
Well, I think all of those countries have a lot to offer in all of those spaces. But there are others too. Israel is a great exemplar for a small nation that invests heavily in research and development and has been at the leading edge of some of the smartest, absolute cutting edge, high-tech capabilities in its own defence, because it has this imperative, and always has, of survival in its region. They've done some immensely clever things, and we can really learn a lot if we allow ourselves to, about how to put together the nation's attempts and efforts, and to fund them and make money out of them in the process, if you really want to do that, as Israel has done. So the US is probably amongst the leaders, I guess, still in underwater technology. Above water, uninhabited aerial vehicle technology that's more thinly spread or more widely spread across all of the nations you mentioned and others.